Welcome to the Cowboys LA Radio. I'm your host, Eric Trujillo. I'm coming to you today with a very special podcast. This is my first podcast where I'm going to go ahead and bring on a longtime friend and a longtime Bucs fan, Dennis Solorzano. Dennis, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on here.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming on. You can catch Dennis on Twitter at Bucs or Nothing. So if you're a Southern California Buc fan and you're looking for some information on your team, or sometimes you just want an event, feel free to follow Dennis at Bucs or Nothing. And let's go ahead and get this show started. First and foremost, the Dallas Cowboys injury report looked dreadful today. Mo Claiborne is out, so he's not going to be playing in this game. Crawford was limited. Jack Crawford was limited. DeMarcus Lawrence did not practice. He looks like he has a back problem. Ronald Leary did not practice. Same for the back. We had Dez with limited practice. Tyron Smith with limited practice. And we have Wilcox with limited practice. And Thornton did not practice. So we have a huge list of inactives right at this moment. But I do think they'll all be playing. The only person that for sure will be out is going to be Mo Claiborne. How about on the Bucs side, Dennis? What are we looking at?
So on the Bucs side, we have Demir Dotson. He's in concussion protocol. He did not practice, and he's probably one of our best tackles. We have Adam Humphries with concussion also, but he was full participation today. Gerald McCoy did not practice with a foot injury, but he's a veteran. He'll be playing well. He'll be playing on Sunday. Luke Stalker, he has an ankle injury, limited practice, but he'll be fine for Sunday. We also have Chris Conte, who showed up with a chest injury. He's full participation, and we'll see if he gets a start over Keith Tandy, which will be interesting.
Now, before we're going to talk defense on tomorrow's podcast. Today we're going to be covering the Bucs offense versus the Cowboys defense. But as I was watching the tape, Tandy to me stood out as someone who I thought was a starter all week long. How do you feel when you saw him play? Do you think that he gives you a better chance than you're going to get from Conte?
I feel he's a lot more versatile than Chris Conte. He reads the quarterback a lot better than Chris Conte. But one thing I gotta say about Chris, before he got injured, he did have two big interceptions. Once in Tampa against Seattle, and one against Alex Smith in KC. So I don't know. I feel like the defense is I don't know. They're actually just reading well altogether, and our defensive coach is actually working them really well right now.
So it's not going to hurt to get him back, I'm sure.
No.
And then, of course, Gerald McCoy. This has been a weekly thing. He's been sitting out and then just playing Sundays.
Yeah, so he sits out during the week, no practice, but he comes to play on Sunday for sure for the past couple weeks.
All right, and it looks like that's the key to the Bucs defense. Let's get into the Bucs offense today, though. Just from the tape that I've seen, it looks like it's an offense that doesn't put up too many points, and is dependent on big plays from Mike Evans and the delay handoffs to Dougie Fresh. Now, I might have a biased opinion when I look at the tape, but tell me what you think. Tell me what your offense brings.
Our offense brings a lot of grind. Jameis Winston is just becoming like a man, in front of our eyes. He's seeing the defense a lot better. He's throwing just passes right. He's throwing passes in windows that most quarterbacks can't see. And, with our run game, Doug Martin he's just a grindy guy. He'll make someone miss and get a couple yards. But, for now, it's Jameis Winston, Doug Martin, and Mike Evans holding it down. But like I told you before, my man, Cameron Brate out of Harvard, he's our tight end, and in the red zone, that's what he brings, touchdowns.
And it looks like that, and that's one thing that I saw. Cameron Brate isn't your typical tight end. He's close to like a Travis Kelce, would you say?
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
He when I watch him, I thought like, hey, this guy doesn't block too well, but man, he gets open, he can get up and catch the ball, which can create problems for the Cowboys. We do have Byron Jones. Mm-hmm. He's our free safety that can come across the line and take him one-on-one. But even still, he seems like a weapon that is going to give us some problems. That's the third guy that I failed to mention. Cameron Brate is somebody that if we don't cover him, we're going to get beat for a touchdown or two. Which I don't know if you've seen the last couple of Cowboys games, that's enough to beat us recently. 14 points will beat the Cowboys. If you can stop the run. Yeah. Now talking about the run game, Would you say that Dougie Fresh is on Ezekiel Elliott's level?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Not at all. Ezekiel is running hard, fast, and he looks so nice coming around that corner. Doug Martin, he's... I mean, with the line that we have, it's not great, but he's doing, what he has. Like, he just gets 2-3 yards, and it's just hard-nosed running pretty much.
All right. He does make something out of nothing from what I've seen.
Yes.
As opposed to Sims, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like Sims will get the ball, and if there's nothing there, he's down for 1 yard, and that's it. Or he's down for no gain. But with Dougie, you have to make sure you gang tackle, because if you don't, he keeps that low pad level, and he grinds for 2-3 touchdown if you're by the goal line. Is it correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
2 different running backs. Chris Sims, he's a little bigger. He doesn't hit the hole hard, but if he catches a ball outside, he'll make a person miss and go off for a lot of yards.
So we can say that he's like Dunbar's our 3rd round back. So he's usually only in on 3rd downs, and he's 3rd downs, what I meant to say, and he's out the backfield or blocking for a pass. Is that kind of where you're looking? Can Chris Sims? Is it Chris Sims?
Chris Sims, yeah.
Can he pass protect as well, or do you know if it's just a catcher?
He can't pass protect that well, but he does go off and line up as a wide receiver also. When we do 5 wide, he's usually out there instead of Doug Martin.
Okay, cool. So now here's what my plan would be. If I was the Dallas Cowboys, looking at your O-line, we have Hawley, Marpet, Dotson, Smith, and Pamphun. Who's the weak link on the line?
Definitely right now, Donovan Smith, our left tackle. He doesn't move his feet a lot, and people just go right around him. He's a big guy, and he can't move his feet. Our number 1 offensive line guard is Ali Marpet. He's a small guy, but he's strong, and he moves that line. So
yeah, definitely.
Running behind him will be fine.
As I was looking at the tape, actually, that was the best part of your line. It was the middle. It was the middle of the line, and the run game is there. It really is, and I think it might be there against the Cowboys. Believe it or not, the strength of our D line is the D tackles. Mm-hmm. We're gonna come at you with, I think, a very underrated player, Malik Collins. He's number 96. Uh-huh. He was ranked. PFF has him ranked as the last D tackle out of all D tackles, which I think is a disgrace. If you watch this Sunday, that man is a beast, and he's probably the best player in our D line right now. But here's where I felt like the Cowboys would have a chance. You're right, on the left-hand side, our right-hand side against Donovan Smith. We have DeMarcus Lawrence, who unfortunately popped up on the injury report this week. But that's who I thought, okay, if we put Lawrence on that side, maybe we can get some rush and get Jamies to go under pressure. Which, when he's under pressure, I don't even know if that's good enough, because the man, like you said, he's playing like a man against kids. It's hard to take him down. He's almost like he reminds me a lot of Ben Roethlisberger. He just stands up, moves, finds a way, and gets the ball out of his hands. But there's one person that I continuously see him looking for, and that's Mike Evans. Can you tell us a little bit about his play this year?
Mike Evans has been a beast. With his fades, he could beat anyone. You got to double cover him, even triple. If he comes down the slant, he'll catch it. It's hard for people to bring him down. And he's just a really powerful guy. Whenever you see Jameis Winston scramble, it's Mike Evans on the other end. So. Yeah,
that's what I seem to find, is that it seemed like every time he was trying to go to 13, that's the guy he's looking for. Now, I remember last year when we lost to you guys out there in Tampa, Mike Evans actually had a really bad day. He had a lot of drop balls. How's he doing this season with that?
Okay, he does not have a lot of drop balls this season. I believe he's leading wide receivers in touchdown catches and yardage. I believe he's just right behind Julio Jones with yardage, but he's playing like a beast, and right now that's exactly what we need.
I was hoping you would tell me that, hey, actually he's been dropping a lot, but you're right. In the tape and the things that I've seen, which is the main tape that I really saw was the Raiders game, which I felt was one of the better ones, and the Chiefs game with great competition. He still was able to just ball out. He's not playing around. He's better than Dez Bryant this year, that's for sure. He's definitely of that caliber of player, and just 6'5", you can't miss him. Yeah. That's a big boy, and Cowboys Nation, that's what I'm worried about. As I looked into this game, I look at this tape, we have a lack of pressure from the ends.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
how is your secondary?
So that's actually something that I'm not worried about.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not. Brandon Carr, I think, is going to be the person that's going to draw the matchup versus Mike Evans.
Nice.
He's
Okay.
big. He's physical. He did a great job on Odell Beckham Jr. this weekend. That one touchdown catch that OBJ had that went to the house on Sunday night.
Wow.
He just has help from Sean Lee.
Definitely.
He has a perfect game.
Yeah.
He killed OBJ. So I think Carr's going to draw that matchup. And I think he's going to do a great job, believe it or not. Mike Evans is going to get his. I'm going to say, because of how many times Winston's looking for him, he's going to connect for at least 5 catches. He'll get his 100 yards. He'll get a touchdown. But I think that's pretty good. If you can limit Mike Evans to just that in a game, there's a good chance that you're going to win the game. Now, that might sound like a lot of yards to you, but if your total for the day is 150, 199 yards on offense, because that's what the Cowboys offense is going to do. It's going to give you the 5 catches, the short catches, but it's not going to let you get into the end zone. But that brings me to the next guys. We have Orlando Scandrick, who's a veteran. He's our original slot corner, which I believe you guys have your own version of Cole Beasley in the slot, which would be Humphries.
Yeah, we got Adam Humphries. He's coming back from a concussion injury, but he should be out there right next to Mike Evans in the slot. He catches those slants. He's not afraid to catch them. He even gets hit hard.
Do you use him a lot for receiver screens? I saw a couple in there.
Yeah, so we do run that. It's very nice play call. He has his own receiver screen. Line just comes out, helps Adam, form that hole, and he just does the rest all by himself.
I think you're going to end up drawing it. We're going to have to take care of Humphries. I think you're going to end up drawing probably Orlando Scandrick. And then our third cornerback is our rookie Anthony Brown from Purdue. He's a 6th-rounder. He's been killing it. He has ridiculous speed. He's a 4'3" guy. He's 6 foot. He had a great interception this weekend against the Giants, like a crazy athletic interception. But his mind is not all there yet. Yeah. So he's still probably the weakest link on our secondary. And then of course you have Barry Church, who can come up in the run support, and then Byron Jones, who's probably going to draw the Cameron Brate. It's gonna be I think we match up well there.
Okay.
Where I think you guys win is that we really don't bring a lot of pressure. Even with Smith being the not that great of a left tackle, we actually don't bring a lot of pressure from the outsides. We hardly blitz. So James is gonna have a long time to throw, and I think even when we do get to him, he's such a big guy that he's gonna be able to extend plays, run for some yards. It's gonna be a hard fought game. At the end of the day, at this point, I'm not giving away my prediction just yet, but I do think that you guys will be able to put up at least 21 points, simply because of the Mike Evans factor, and then I do think you're gonna attack the run. If the coaches are watching the tape that I'm watching, the way that I watch the tape, your coaches are watching the tape, I think they're gonna try to beat us up with the run. So it doesn't surprise me. And correct me if I'm wrong, but your favorite run play is a delay play.
Yes, it is definitely. Winston snaps the ball, he fakes it really quick and hands off to Doug Martin. It creates a huge hole. It's a weird play to see, but it works most of the time.
Cool. Should we be worried about Jamie's running?
No. I mean, he'll get a couple yards here and there, maybe 10 the whole game, but he's always looking downfield. He does not run. He does not.
It's going to be a good matchup. I think we have one good linebacker to be in there with Sean Lee. We have some good D tackles that are going to put some pressure up the middle, but maybe not from the outside. It's going to come down to who makes the least mistakes, who doesn't, no broken coverages or anything like that. That's going to do it for this part 1 of 2. We're going to be talking tomorrow, Friday night, the Bucs defense, which is their strength of their team, which is, I think, to me, the most interesting part of this game, the matchup between the Bucs D and the Cowboys offense, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott. Dennis, I want to thank you for joining me today, and the rest of you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back. Me and Dennis will be back covering the other side of the ball. Thank you.